All right. So, welcome. Hmm. We're going to focus on the way we are in the poses, the quality of mind, and the ability to only use as much effort as is needed. This is, I think, one of the most important aspects of yoga to allow the tissues, the muscle tissues of the body to release and relax. This is, I think, one of the most rejuvenative aspects of yoga. And if we don't have the right mindset, it just doesn't work. We stay tense. We still benefit, but it is not um, as efficacious, in my opinion. So, the quality of the poses, the quality. So, without further ado, please take a comfortable seat, and we'll start with a little bit of breathing to sort of check in. Close your eyes. And just take a sip of air. Feel your breath. And then just kind of let your forehead grow heavy so you feel a stretch on the back of your neck. And here again, we're already starting to investigate this idea of the quality. So just try to keep that tension soft. Just roll the head to one side, then roll the head to the other. We're not trying to exacerbate or pull out a stretch. Just be in this quality of mind, releasing tension. Then the muscles grow strong. Let's roll back to the first side again with the skull. Off to the second side. Back to center. Inhale, come up. Interlock your fingers, press the sky away. And just stretch up. You're going to open the chin this time, the opposite direction. Stretch up. Breathe. Just feel the whole body, muscle and skeleton reaching up. Rest the hands in the lap. Hang your head again. Drop those shoulders forward. Roll the head to one side. Even lean your shoulders over that side as well. So that hip comes up a little bit, the away hip. Let's rock it over to the other side. Same thing. Quality of stretch. You need a little bit of strength. Certain areas need to be active. We're not just a complete ragdoll. Present for that. Mindset. Roll back up to center. Interlock the fingers. Press up and away. Look up and stretch. Be in the extension of the pose. Try to elongate through your elbow joints the best you can without forcing it. And we'll twist our body over to your right. One hand on the knee, other hand behind you. And just listen to the muscles wrapping around in a spiral motion around the spine. Good. Inhale, stretch your hands, interlace your fingers, reach all the way up. Feel the draw of muscle and bone extending. Keep breathing, try not to feel like you're holding or tensing. And then let's spin and spiral the other direction. Feel that wrapping around the spine sensation. Inhale back to center. Good. Take the hand, left hand on the skull, bring it over to the left. Don't pull, just kind of let the pose take shape and then be in the shape. Put your spirit into it. Put your investigation into it. Put your awareness into it. And slide your right hand out wide. Any height will do. Just kind of feel into how do you open the pose, maybe a little twist if it feels right. Lower that hand from wherever it is. Keep the stretch going as you lower the hand. And release. Let's switch sides. Other hand on the skull. Let the weight of it bring it over. You're going to bring that other arm up and out anyway. In a direction or placement that allows you to be in the pose, to experience it, feel it. A little twist so it feels good to your body. Keep experiencing, keep sensing, and then slowly press that hand down, trying to open the stretch along the top of the shoulder. Release it back to center. Let's inhale, pull our shoulders up and back onto our spine. Take a deep breath across the collarbone. You press your hands like you're holding two walls. And keep squeezing the shoulder blades back and in towards each other. Now, nice and slow, you're going to put some resistance. While squeezing your shoulders together, you're going to start to push out slowly, opening across the chest. A little bit of imaginary resistance happening as you extend out through your elbows. Flexing the wrist, extending the wrist. And relax your hands down. Good. Let's come to tabletop position, hands and knees. Hands and knees, take a hold just to melt your spine and open the front of the body. Breathe, savor a deep breath. So you can step your left foot forward, plant it wide, and just kind of sink into that hip a moment. Lift that foot up and step it back. So you do it with just your core strength. Lift up the right foot, step it forward, wide. Not always forward, just your hands, but on diagonal. Just sink into that hip a little bit. Breathe there. Waiting for the sensation to speak to you. As soon as you feel sensation, that's enough. You want to build into it, not try to intensify it. Build into it your understanding of the sensation. It's a different mindset. Try to lift that leg and step it back. This time you're going to pull that knee in, try to kiss it with your kiss the knee, and then place it back. Let's do the second leg, pull it in, like try to kiss the knee, and then place it back. This time step the left leg back, touch the toe as far back as it'll go, lift it high and roll the hip open, and then pull it forward and through, try to kiss the knee, and then place it back. Send the right leg back, touch the toe as far back as it'll go, then lift and roll it open. And then pull it under, try to kiss the knee. Good. Open the chest, let's press down through our hands, lift up our hips, press back downward facing dog. Really extend down through the hands as you melt the rib cage and head down. Back down to kneeling. Keep your toes tucked and send your hips back until you start to feel a stretch across the sole of your foot. And if you don't feel a stretch across the sole of your foot, you'll sit up. until you do feel a stretch. You want to have those toes tucked, otherwise you won't feel it. Pointed toes is a different kind of pose. Just be with the stretch across the sole of the foot. Good. Come back up. Step that left foot wide again. Plant it down and sink into the hip. This time you're going to actively push the foot down into the floor. And breathe here. Good. Let's replace it and do the other leg. Plant the foot into the floor this time as you push into the hip. Good. Replace it. So we're going to try and bring your left knee up and across towards your right elbow if you can. And then replace it. And then the opposite knee to the opposite elbow. And then replace it. Then you're going to lift up your left leg and pull it across the other leg and touch the floor. So you feel a side stretch on that outer left hip. Good. In one motion, you're going to lift it and swoop it up and across the body underneath you. And then replace it. Right leg goes back and then over the opposite leg. Breathe here. And then up and across the body. And then replace it. Tuck your toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. Send the energy from your hands down to the earth. Send your torso towards your shins and feet. And send your hips down through your heels. Breathe. Walk without bending your knees. Walk to the front of your mat. Press down through your feet. Inhale, come up. Reach up high to the sky. Let the hips drop a little forward. Exhale, slide your hands down your legs. The quality of your movement. You're enjoying your body. You're trying to force it to be stronger or healthier or anything like that. Inhale, come all the way up. And you enjoy exploring and being in your body. Reach up. And just spending some time. Hands go down the legs. Moving, being in your range of motion. Exhale, forward fold. Will lead to those things. The quality of your mind, the way you treat the body will affect its health, its vitality. Inhale, come back up. Bring your hands to your heart and step the right leg back, warrior one legs. Inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky. Extend your elbows if you can. Open the arms out like wings. And step forward and bring that knee up as high as it'll go, and then replace it. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, pull the hands in to your heart and step the left leg back, warrior one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms to wings. Inhale, bring the knee up. Exhale, down to mountain. So that both flow again. Quality of mind, moving through water, or through the sky, or through clouds. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Step the right leg back. Inhale, warrior one arms. Exhale, airplane wings. Inhale, step up with the knee and down by your side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left leg back, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms out. Inhale, knee up. Down by your side. Turn the palms to face forward. Extend out through your elbow and start to squeeze those shoulders onto your back. Celebration of our snow that we had today. Make a snow angel with your arms. Keeping them pressing back against the wall as far as you can, imaginary wall, and bring it back down. One more time, press out against behind you, back as you lift up. Just go slow. If you're pressing back far enough, you won't be able to move fast because there's resistance of your inner muscles that are keeping that fast movement from happening. What I mean by the quality of the mind, that there's every single moment of the pose is a stretch, is a yoga pose. It is not some destination that we're looking towards. The transitions are not just, travel in time to getting to the pose. The transition is the pose itself. Bend your knees slowly down, put your fingertips on your knees. Inhale, lift your heels and put your hands on an imaginary ledge. Exhale, push down, straighten up all the way to the sky. Tippy toe. And then exhale, snow angel arms. Exhale, bend your knees, keep exhaling. Inhale, tippy toe, hands on ledge. Exhale, push down, extend up. Inhale, arms by your sides. Exhale, fingertips on knees. Inhale, hands up, heels up. Exhale, push down, reach up, tippy toe. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale all the way up. Inhale, mountain. And then let's slide down, forward fold. Push down on blocks if you have them, or push on the floor too, or finger pads. And just go ahead and lift your one leg, your right leg, up and back behind you while standing splits. You can hang your head or look forward. Breathe here a moment. Go ahead and bend that knee deeply and try to lift that knee up a little higher. Good, now extend that leg, bend your standing leg and drop back into warrior two. Arms come up, body comes up. Plant your back foot down and then push your front knee out towards your front pinky toe. Quality of mind in your posture. Turn your palms up today. Open the chest and throat a little bit. Feel the quality of mind of the yoga posture. Good. Take the hands back to your blocks and step back to downward dog or the mat, downward dog. And then walk without bending the knees back to forward fold. Inhale, lift your left leg up, standing splits. When you're ready, bend that knee and try to lift it higher. As you bend your standing leg, step back with the lifted leg, warrior two, and wheel up. Press down through your back foot as you push your front knee forward. And experience the quality of your mind inside the asana. Rotate the arm, step back. Step back to downward facing dog. Do that sequence again without bending your knees. Let's walk it on forward. Forward fold. Inhale, lift up the right leg, standing splits. Bend the knee and try to lift that knee higher. And then one fluid motion. Drop into a warrior two. And wheel yourself up. Plant the back foot as you push your front knee forward. Open across your chest. Quality of mind affects the pose. It's hand down at foot front, downward facing dog. Without bending the knees, walk it on in. Inhale, lift on up, left leg, standing split. Bend the knee and open the knee higher. That soft quality of mind so your movements are fluid and smooth. Step back in one motion, warrior two. Plant the back foot and stretch out through the front knee. Downward facing dog. Okay, carefully now. You might want to be up on blocks, give yourself a little more space. You're going to take your left leg a little bit forward, maybe halfway. Your left foot comes a little bit forward, maybe halfway. And then you're going to go across and off your mat. So you're going to take your left leg off the right edge of your mat. And so I've got my pinky edge of my foot on the floor on the edge of off the edge of the mat. There you go. You gotta hold yourself up with your arms. And you kind of like remove the leg from the down dog and you stuck it somewhere else. A little bit like twister. You got it. And now push with your arms and press that pinky edge of your foot down at the same time. That'll sink you into that outer hip IT band stretch. Good. Bend the knee and step it back. If you need to rest, go right ahead of it. Let's go right to this next side. Halfway forward with the right foot. And then cross and off the mat. Press down with the pinky edge as you push your arms to send your hips back. Good. Bend the knee, downward dog, and let's drop down to kneeling pose. Keep those toes tucked as you sit back, try and get a stretch across the sole of the foot. And if you don't feel a stretch, you can sit a little higher and higher until you can sit all the way up. If you can sit all the way up without support, you'll just bring your knees closer and sort of see if you can stretch the toes on the underside of the foot. Breathe and rest here a moment. I haven't done any full mat work yet, so let's try a little bit of those, a couple of those in our warm-ups here. Walk the knees back and lower down. Turn your head to one side. And just to get on the same page, let's all turn our head so we're on our left cheek. And your left cheek. When you're on your left cheek, you're going to lift your left leg. And as you lift your left leg, you're going to take your left leg over to the right. So it turns to twist the hips a little bit. Breathe here. Then come out of that pose. Let's turn our head to the other cheek. Turn the other cheek. On the right cheek, you're gonna lift your right leg up and you're gonna step it over in the direction that you're looking. Back to center. Let's bring your elbows forward into a Sphinx posture. Our elbows are directly under our shoulders. Hands out in front of the elbows. And then we'll start by hanging our head completely from the shoulders. Push down through your elbows and hands. And as you push down through your elbows and hands, feel how the spine and the torso lifts up. As you lift your spine and torso up, squeeze your low belly muscles in just a little. Now lift your gaze up and out like a sphinx. Good. As you do this, send your toes to the back of the room. And if it's available to you, you're going to push down with only your hands, attempting to straighten your elbows. It's like a long cobra. Breathing. And then elbows down, all the way down. Turn your head to one side. Breathe. Experience the quality of mind of being in a rest pose, just feeling the sturdiness of the ground. Let's do another Sphinx. Elbows under shoulders, hands out in front of the elbows. Hang your head and spine. You've got length from your shoulders to your ears. Now push down with your hands and elbows so it lifts the body up into the shoulders. As you lift the body up into the shoulders, pull your low abdomen muscles in. As you do that, keep that and start to gaze forward. And if you'd like, push down with just the hands into long cobra. Exhale all the way down. Turn the head the other direction. And then open your arms out like airplane wings and hover them anywhere from 2 to 8 inches off the ground. Elbows straight, and then lift the legs anywhere from 2 to 8 inches off the ground. You can lift up your torso as well. Breathe here. Keep breathing. This is a great pose to experience a quality of mind. I could be yelling, grip it and rip it. That would be like a different quality of mind. Exhale, lower down, relax. And sometimes that quality of mind is appropriate for the endeavor. But for a rejuvenative, yoga class in the evening, looking for a state of balance in our body, rejuvenation, recovery. I don't know if that quality of mind is necessary. In yoga, it's called a sattvic mind. Sattvic basically means harmonious or peaceful. Arms out like airplane wings. Lift those legs, hover and fly and soar. A sattvic mind can practice yoga all day, not just during the poses. And so the yoga poses help us learn how to keep a quality of mind, a cozy mind that can stay inside its body all day long. And let's relax, turn the head the other way. There are other kinds of mindsets as well. Let's push down with our hands lift up, cobra, and downward facing dog. You're going to lift up that knee as high as you can into your belly and come a little bit forward, and then step it back. We'll do that with the other leg. High as you can, a little bit forward, and step it back. Let's do that 2 more times each side. There's other qualities of mind, they say in yoga. The other quality, one of the other qualities, is called tamas. Just back and forth. We're just kind of stepping, engaging our core a little bit more here. Back and forth while I talk about tamas. Tamas is like a stupor, sort of a laziness. Our body is sort of, it feels like we're very tired inside our bodies, like we don't want to do anything. It's sluggishness. This is tamas. We don't want to have a tamasic mind while we practice yoga. Step your feet almost as wide as your mat. Walk your hands back this time and squat down. A tamasic mind is one where it's like, we don't even want to do the poses. I say, take a deep breath. You're like, never mind. No thanks. It's a little bit like laziness, not fully. Press down through your legs. Let's rise up. Go ahead and walk to the front of your mat again. You might have a sattvic mind, or the right amount of energy for the pose of that hand. Just shift your arms out once again, balancing. In one motion, you're going to lift up the right leg and step it back to warrior one again. Inhale, arms up, legs straight. And hold a sattvic mindset that there's an activation, but not an over-activation. We're not giving too much energy, but we're not sleepy or sluggish in the quality. Even our fingertips, our elbows, our feet have a sattvic alertness. And now keep reaching out with your fingers and pushing down through your legs as you hinge in towards a flat back shape. Doesn't matter how far you go, it's about the quality of mind that you bring into the moment. Breathing here. Good, now bend the front knee and place the right hand down on the floor. That back heel can come up, and let's twist our lunge. Quality of mind, sattvic, harmonious. Let's come back the way we can. You're going to spin that back foot down and put your left hand on the floor near your foot. Left hand on the floor near your foot, or on a block. So your left elbow and your left knee are near each other. And then turn your body open. So it's kind of like triangle pose and side angle pose put together. Good. Push down through your legs. Inhale up, warrior two. Breathe here. Bring up the left hand as high as it'll go. Bring the right hand down. And then take a big old windmill step to the front of your mat. Mountain pose. Good. Breathe here. Sometimes moving this slow, if you don't have the quality of mind, you might not be stuck in a sense of sluggishness. You could actually be stuck in rajas. This is a fiery mindset, an anxious, fidgety mindset. Inhale, arms out, left knee up. One motion, step it back to your warrior one legs. Inhale, straight legs, arms up. That fiery, active mind wants things to happen faster. Want to get to the next thing. Got a lot of energy to burn. Whereas sattva can just burn long fire. Keep pressing down through your legs. Reaching up through the arms in an extended state as you start to hinge. Any amount will do that keeps the efficacy of the pose, the quality of mind you as the yogi are looking to cultivate. Breathe here. Enjoy. Bend the front knee and put the left hand down. Twist the lunge. Good. Spin that foot down. Take the right hand near the foot, elbow near the knee, and open the left arm to the sky. It's like triangle or side angle pose smushed together. Reaching out through the limbs. Press down through your legs. Come up, warrior two. Let's lift the front arm up, the back arm down. Breathing and experiencing an extended awareness and stretch of consciousness into the sattvic state of mind. And we'll windmill ourselves back to the front of the mat. Good. Bring the hand for the heart. Just press down through your legs. And think about toning your kneecaps. We're not trying to lock out our knees or hyperextend them. We're trying to engage our kneecaps. So all the muscles around the legs are hugging the knees, almost like we're trying to drink energy up through our knees, through our legs. See what kind of alertness it creates up into your hips and belly. And from that energy, see if you can lift up through your chest and broaden across your shoulder and collarbone. So Rajas is skull clenching. Tamas is what's going on. And Sattva is alert and present, active, yet peaceful and calm at the same time. Good. Bend your knees nice and deep. Take a big old step back with your right leg and walk it extra back, a little further even, so it's parallel with the back edge of your mat. A really long warrior two, and then stretch out through the front knee. If you've got blocks, you can use them. They're not needed. You're going to take the blocks on a diagonal inside the legs. Near the front foot on a diagonal. Good. Now, bend your elbows and try to get your chest lower. Really plant your back foot as you stretch away from it. Good. Now from here, straighten your front leg. And let's go back. Plant your back foot and stretch away from it. Getting your torso low, your front knee bending. Good. Now straighten your front leg in a nice long triangle pose. You can bring that block close to your front leg, and we twist open triangle pose. Press down and out through your limbs from your pelvis. Press up and out through your arms from your heart. And really stretch the awareness here. Feeling there's a lot of vitality in Sattva. An endless reserve. And as you're pressing down, press up with the body, keeping the legs strong and steady. So you float up. The transition is yoga. The transition is yoga. Good. All the way up to standing and step out of your pose. Maybe moving the blocks if you're going to use the blocks. I should have maybe cued that last time. And you're going to take a big old step back with your left leg. And you're going to walk that left foot back even further so you have a much more open stance today. It's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Now we'll bend the front knee. Really long stance. You'll take the hands off the 45-degree angle. And as you bend your front knee and you bend your elbows to get your chest lower, you just want to make sure you're really planting the back foot to open the stretch. We'll do it 2 times. You'll straighten the front leg or work towards it. And then bend. Plant, keeping the back foot planted. And then straighten the front leg. One more time, getting low, opening the hips. Okay, now this time you're going to bring your right hand close to the right foot, and you'll straighten the legs again. You'll twist and open into your long triangle pose today. Feeling from the pelvis area, you're pushed down through your legs and feet. Feeling from your heart area, stretched up and down through the wingspan. Breathe and open the liveliness of the pose. Pressing from your pelvis down through your feet. Inhale, rise up. Push out through the knee. And step out of your posture. Nice, long, open stretch. Very good. You find a wall or bounce, something to bounce on, a chair ledge. Lift your arms up high. So if you've got one hand on the wall, the other arm will be up high. You choose what you want to work with. But if you can both hand up high, you just have the wall in front of you. Bring a knee up. Let's hold here for a moment. And then squeeze the knees across each other as you start to bend your standing knee. Keep reaching up, almost like you're holding a rope above you as you squeeze and bend your knees. Inhale, come up. That knee up as high as it'll go. And then extend the leg as straight as it'll go without touching. And relax. Whew, good work. So sattva doesn't always mean passive, right? Different situations need a different amount of energy to remain in a sattvic state. Inhale, let's bring our arms up and our right leg up. And so the quality of mind is just trying to match the circumstance at hand. Cross the knees and bend them as you sink down. You're still up with the arms. Inhale, come up with the knee as high as it'll go. And then see if you can extend it out without any hands. Whew. Back and release. Take the head to one side. Take the head to the other side. Facing the wall again, but at least arm's distance away. You'll hold the left ankle behind you. You can just stay here. Today you're going to flex the foot like you're trying to push the heel out and flex the toes towards your knee. Hand could be on the wall. If you don't need the wall, you're going to keep it straight up in the air with an aliveness. And now with the heel, sort of try to stay upright today and just push the heel, like kick the heel into your fingertips and just send it back slow. Keep those low belly muscles gently hugging in. aliveness. And release. Good work. So we're not leaning forward in this variation today. And hold the other ankle. Left arm up in the sky or on a wall in front of you. Aliveness in the joints. Flex that ankle so the heel is trying to kind of kick back slowly. Toes are going towards the knee and we kick into the pose, sending that leg back. So those fingertips, the right fingertips, they're working pretty hard. But just like a baby can hold on to something without growing tired, so can you. Back and release. Good. Still, I think the wall in front works here for this one. You're going to hook the ankle on the knee. If you don't need the wall, you'll put the fingertips on the shin. And we'll sit down. Standing pigeon pose. Inhale back up. Change our legs. Balancing is one of the greatest categories of poses. Work on a sattvic mind. Sometimes we're in a little bit of tamas, but then we try to overcompensate with a lot of aggression to try to hold the pose and maybe beat ourselves up about it. Second side. And we slip into rajas. It's a great opportunity to go so slow that your body and your mind move together into a place of harmony. Neither one is over or underworking. It's a study and a cultivation. Inhale back up. Relax. Good. Very good. Turn the palms forward. And pull back slow. Gently bring the body a little bit forward. And raise up on the ball of the foot slightly. Okay, so now if you have your wall, you're going to put your left hand on the wall and you'll be leaning just a little bit, right? Not fully upright, you're leaning a little bit on the wall. And then you're going to turn your feet away from the wall towards the middle of your room. So you feel a stretch across your left chest. Good. And now walk the left foot forward and see if you can walk the right foot back a little. You're walking the right foot away from, you're stepping it back towards the wall. So you're kind of leaning back. You're using the wall to really hold you up. You're kind of leaning back, almost like a back bend. Good. Lift your right arm high in the sky. Open it out. Bend your knees a little bit for support. Looks good. You got it. That's the right idea. And then we'll sit our hips back, sit your butt back to kind of safely come out of the pose. Yeah, and stand up. All right, so the right hand will be high on the wall, and we're leaning towards the wall. And we turn our feet towards the middle of the room. And so if our right hand's on the wall, the left foot backs up. You might go to step your other foot forward. And that'll give you a nice twist and back bend sensation. You can open up the left arm to the sky as well. You're using the wall. The wall is definitely helping you stay up, get that back bend feeling. And then you just sit your butt back a little bit to step away. Good. We're going to skip our usual loop here and come right down to our backs for a different back bend segment. So you can have your blocks nearby if you'd like. You'll bend your knees and put your feet flat on the floor. Keeping your feet and hips flat on the floor, lengthen your spine and neck so your chin is gently coming down a little bit. You've got a nice long spine and neck. From here, push down with your legs and send the hips up into the air. Exhale, come back down. Bring the feet a little bit closer maybe. And let's do the pose again. Push down and lift your hips up. And relax down. One more round. Maybe bring the feet a little bit closer once again. And lift the hips up. And exhale down. Good. Pull the left knee into the body. Hold it. Curl up and try to kiss the knee. Or headbutt it. Whatever mindset you prefer. And release that leg and head back down. Bring the right knee into the body and hold it. Bring the head up, kiss or headbutt the knee, or try to. Make sure there's a way to headbutt your knee and stay in a sattvic state. Release. If you know a shoulder stand, you can practice a shoulder stand, or you'll put your hips up and your legs up in the air, or even against the wall. You could turn your body so your heels are on a wall. You can open your arms into like a field goal post or a cactus shape on the mat. Let's breathe in a sattvic state. The legs are floating in the air. Take them wide apart. I guess even if they're on the wall, you can take them wide apart. Bring them back up. You place the feet together and bend the knees out wide. And let's slowly come down, feet to the floor. Remove any props that you had under your hips. A little bit of core work. Bring your fingertips up towards your knees and try to look through your knees so you feel the abdominals engage. And then hover the shins about parallel with the floor height. So hands and or feet and knees are the same height. And breathe here. Then one at a time, touch one set of toes down and lift it back up. And then touch the other set down. And just alternate at a sattvic pace. Not a sluggish tamasic or an anxious, fiery pace, but at a sattvic pace. And then relax. Then curl up again for another round. And this time with a little more challenge, instead of touching the toe down, you extend the knee out. Like you're almost like you're pedaling a bike. Now let's just go at a sattvic pace. Stay with it, keep breathing. And then lower down. From here, let's see if we can lift all the way up into boat without using the hands. Be careful. Boat is where our legs and arms are in the sky. We're just bouncing on our sit bones. Cross the ankles and inhale, lift your arms up. Let your head be heavy. And exhale, drape forward. Inhale, come up, back into boat, and then cross the other ankle in front. Rise up, and then drape forward. Inhale, come up. Good. Let's take our legs out wide. Heels down, toes up. Place your hands in front of you. Your spine is relaxed. Keep those heels rooting down and just start to walk the hands forward a little bit. And now walk the hands wide from wherever they were. Place your hands on your legs wherever it feels appropriate. And again, forward folding, especially seated forward folding, sometimes we can easily fall into a rajas or a tamasic state where we don't put enough of ourselves into the pose. We wander off, we wait for it to be over, or we push too hard because we want something more out of it. Practice a quality of mind that can find something right now. Totally worth it. Take your left arm all the way across to your right leg and breathe. Replace it, and then take the opposite other arm to the second side. And then come back up. Bring the knees in. Put your right leg out straight in front of you. Lean over to your right so that your left hip is open or up. And then bend that knee, bend your left knee. And now work your body back so that the knee and the top of the thigh here, quad, is getting a stretch. Or at least that is sort of the sensation through this part of your leg is dictating the effort level. That's a cool stretch, Kathy. You can. I would. The pose that we're working on here is where the knees are actually very close together, though. Yeah. But if we're getting something more out of the other position, by all means, please go for it. And then if you can get all the way up, so much so that your hip is actually on the mat, you can walk your arms back and maybe even lay your elbows or shoulders on the floor. So that's how you would continue past what I'm demonstrating here. I wouldn't do that unless that hip, though, is on the mat. Good. When you're ready, you're going to walk out of the pose nice and slow so that you've got some space back in your knee, and then you'll release it. Walk over the other side. Let's open that other hip, the right hip. Bend the knee, and work towards the same thing on the second side. Sattvic mindset, sattvic breathing, and a sattvic level of attention to detail. Not enough attention to detail, and we end up tamasic. Too much attention to detail, I think, rajasic. Release, so you can unbend the knee. We'll just shake out the legs a second, tapping the calves against the mat. Swing your left knee in and swing your right leg back into a pigeon posture of your choice. Let's roll back onto the front hip and swing the back leg all the way around. Now take what was your back leg, I think that's your right, bend that one in, lean onto the side, and swing your left leg. So we're just switching sides. And you're going to go into a pigeon of your choice. Anything that feels good. I've got my favorites, variations. Onto the side. Let's swing that leg all the way around. Go ahead and sit back, lie on your back. Extend your legs out any amount that feels good. Extend the arms out any amount that feels good. The last conscious deep breath before you just let the breath become unconscious. And you rest in Shavasana. go ahead and stretch your body. Take a seat. Namaste.